Hello YouTube, this is the Bayonet for Connects. Here we are. It's not an actual working Connects gun, it's just a quick model I made. But this onto the blade. It's a blade that you can flip out, lock in place, and then you can flip it back in again. It's got shake resistance, so it won't fall off if you sling it around. Although if you actually make a slinging motion, it sort of comes off, so I wouldn't do that. You can just pull it off like that, easy enough. And then you just slot it on like that. It'll clip in again. Now the way this works is this little white bit here, and this little white bit here, and that green bit. Now your red bar slots between these two. Try to go around this one, and then it's pushed down by this one. And this little bar here stops the thing pivoting out. So what you're essentially making is a spring out of this little red bar here. So this is this part and this part. So from this green rod round there to there is all you need to make this work on your gun. Because when you flip it out, this is about lined up with that part. What you're going to need is a little extension up here where the elastic band or whatever you're shooting comes off of. And on to how to make the blade. Here are all the parts you're going to need. You're going to need 3 red bars, 2 white bars, 2 grey connectors, 1 green connector, 3 green bars, 1 orange connector, 6 yellow connectors, 2 yellow rods, 1 white connector, 12 blue clips, 16 blue circle things, and also 1 blue rod. Now first of all, you're going to want to take your 2 red rods and you're going to want to clip all of these onto the rods. Now what you're going to want to do is put 8 of your blue circle things on each red pole. Now what you need to do is the opposite way of your groove in your blue pieces. There's the groove. Whoops. Wait a sec. Now, so you've got all your blue bits facing the same way, which I forgot to mention, and you've got your blue circles on. Now, what you're going to need to do is clip this yellow piece so that it faces the opposite way to the groove. So this groove faces that way. Oh, sorry, my camera stand made of Connects is falling off the box it's standing on. Here. So now you've done this, you should have your piece facing the opposite way to the groove. And your next step will be to clip on 2 yellow pieces facing same way as the other yellow piece. Next thing you need to do is build this. It's a blue bar across the top bit of these yellow clips with a white clip in the middle, and then you get a white bar and slot it onto the white clip. Now you're going to put this onto your already made knife just like this. So your blue bar is going to go through the middle of these yellow clips holes, and you're going to need to put it on so when you fold it down, this white piece flops onto here with the white clip on the back, because this is going to be the back of it. You're going to hold it like this, so when you fold it down, the knife's going to go down into the empty groove here. Right, next step, you're going to want to build the knife. So you put this to the side, then you start building the knife. Here's your first step. So you make this with a green bar between those two, grey clip and a green clip, and then you put a yellow bar on the end of each of them. Your next step is to attach this part, which is simply a yellow connector facing towards this yellow bar with a white bar with grey rod on the end, with a grey connector on the end. Now what you need to do is you need to do the final pieces, which is to clip this orange connector on, put it all the way down here. This will give it strength. And now you clip it onto here you slide your yellow bar right into the centre of the white connector. And then you attach your grey and your yellow connectors to this white connector using your two remaining green parts. Now this will work quite well as a flick blade as it is, and it flicks open. Oh sorry, I have to tilt it to the camera. And then you press it with your finger just there, you press it so it clips in. And then what you do is to unclip it and do this. But basically you get your fingernails under, just flick it out and then flick it back. If you put an elastic band on it, it will flick back by itself relatively easy. And this is a flick blade. Now what you need to do is you need to clip this red bit onto the back of here. Now I use another bar just to jam it along. And I'll show you this technique in a second. So the way this is done is you pull your red bar back and just clip it on that bar. So it's just clipped on at the beginning there. Then you start just to get the edge of this and start to push the red bar in. Then you slide your red bar up a bit more across the blue bits. It's also important not to wedge it down too far as you're doing this, because it means that you can't slide it out up again. So I've done it wrong here. So you clip it on and start to just pop in some of it. So you start to pop in some of it with your yellow piece. This is quite tricky, but it does work because that's what I've done before. So you just push it up a bit more and then start to nail it in some more. then you do your last bit, and it clicks in place. And now you have your blade that will clip on. Now, the reason I said you have a blade as it is without this red bit is because it's slightly harder to close and open with the red bar, because it means that these blue bits are tighter together, which means it's quite hard to flick and it takes some effort to close. Now, you can shut it like that fine, as long as the blade doesn't twist, which it quite easily does. Not much, because if you don't have this red spine, then it won't affect it if your blade twists the amount that it can do, which is very small amount. So you take your gun end, which is these three parts, the green bit sticking down, your white bar here, and your white bar here. One of the white bars needs to have blue round bits on it, and that just sort of makes the bar slightly bigger. So what the red bit does is it slides just between those two white bits, and then the green bits go onto gaps between bits of the blue bar, the blue connectors. And this is how you make your clip. So basically you need to make it clip as this part on your end, and that's it. Bye YouTube.